Apartment fire. What investigators are saying started this fire overnight.
False alarm and alert of an active shooter at the University of Michigan turns out to be something else.
And happy St. Patrick's Day, how people are celebrating across the country and here in Toledo.
This is 13 ABC Action News Good Morning with Christina Williams and Tony Geftas.
We start with some breaking news from overnight. Toledo police investigating after a person was shot near Sylvania and Secor. According to police, the shooting happened in an alley. The videos you see here is of the next part of the story. One person was shot in the ankle. Investigators say the suspect took off and was believed to be driving a gray Chevy Malibu. After the shooting, police found a car that matched that description down the street. Here it is at the BP near Douglas and Monroe. Had one of the windows shot out. It's still not clear if police have made any arrests. We're working to get an update from detectives.
From there, we want to turn to the weather and a reminder, it is March 17th. So happy St. Patrick's Day to everyone out there. If you're hoping for some cheery weather, keep hoping. Hope springs eternal. We have meteorologist Heather Pauloff here to tell us what the day has in store. It's beautiful outside right now, though. From the view we're looking here, as long as you don't go outside, I guess.
Absolutely. Hey, I agree with that 100%. It looks gorgeous outside, right? And we're going to be dealing with really just some sunshine to start off your Sunday morning. In fact, taking a live look outside right now overlooking the Veterans Glass City Skyway Bridge. Approaching sunrise here about 43 minutes from right now, still just 22 degrees. So starting off on that very chilly note here this morning. So you will still need that winter coat. It is not spring just yet here, but again, mostly clear skies to start. 22 degrees again here in Toledo, 25 out toward Port Clinton, 29 degrees. That's our warm spot on the map right now in Sandusky. The cold spot at 17 degrees over toward Hillsdale, and the rest of us just sitting in the low 20s. So all in all, again, a chilly start to the day, getting up to 31 degrees by 10 o'clock later this morning. And you'll notice here with OurCast, we are tracking a chance for some rain and snow showers as we get into this afternoon. Most of that should stay south of the turnpike here, but coming up in my full forecast later this half hour, we'll time that out for you and show you exactly where we're expecting that mixed precipitation to fall. Tony and Christina.
All right, thanks very much, Heather. This morning, a family is safe after a fire in their apartment. This happened off Dorr Street at the Windjammer Apartments. Those who live in this building were able to evacuate and safely make it outside. Investigators say a faulty light in the bathroom is to blame. Firefighters quickly put out this fire and no one was hurt.
In Ann Arbor, campus is safe after a false report of a threat at the University of Michigan. Just before 5 last night, the university tweeted that students near Mason Hall should run, hide, and fight as a last resort. After a search of that area on campus, police determined there was no apparent active shooter. Instead, they claim a group of women holding a vigil near that building popped balloons, which may have caused panic. Mason Hall was on lockdown for a short time. Students and staff were instructed to hide. Again, this was a false alarm.
The investigation continues this morning into what sparked an apartment fire in Toledo. Firefighters were called to this building here at Kings Cove Apartments Friday night. They arrived to find heavy smoke coming from the second floor. They quickly extinguished that fire, which was in a kitchen. The man who lived in the apartment was then pulled to safety. He was actually pulled to safety by neighbors before the firefighters got there. He was treated but then taken to the hospital and is said to have serious injuries. We talked with a woman who lives in that same building, and she says she stepped up to help everyone safely evacuate.
I ran back up. They were dragging him out of the house, and so I helped carry him down the steps and laid him out on the lawn. That's about it.
The exact cause of the fire still remains under investigation. Firefighters say they think this was accidental.
Crime and safety alert for you this morning. Police looking for a 15-year-old. Take a look at your screen. This is Jordan Phillips, who was last seen Monday and, according to police, has medical issues. If you know where he is or have information, call Crime Stopper. And police also looking for whoever robbed Glass City Roasters on Eleanor near Jackman yesterday. No one was hurt, but police are asking you to call them if you have any info.
A manhunt is underway in North Carolina, where police are searching for a man accused of murdering his wife. Diana Keel was reported missing March 9th. This week, her body was discovered 30 miles away from her home. Her husband, Lynn Keel, was initially considered a person of interest and at first spoke with investigators. Then he disappeared. Police are now asking for help tracking down Keel, who is considered armed and dangerous.
An autopsy was conducted, and it is determined that foul play is the cause.
Keel's first wife died in 2006 at that same home. Now, back then, the medical examiner determined her death was an accident, saying she fell and hit her head.
From there, some other stories that are new this morning. We have video out of Indonesia. 50 people are dead and another 50 hurt after flash flooding and mudslides tore through the mountainside villages. This is from the eastern province of Indonesia. Hundreds of homes were underwater. The floods also destroyed some roads and bridges. You can see a lot of people walking around in this video, wondering what to do next. There's a 2-week emergency order in place now in an effort to get money and assistance from the government there. Here in Ohio, the newly appointed agriculture director says she wants amusement ride operators to report all ride safety concerns to state inspectors. This comes after the Ohio State Fair officials withheld a manufacturer's letter from inspectors warning them about potential problems with one of the rides. The ride in question, called the Sky Glider. The ride operated last summer at the fair despite the safety warning. The State Fair Board recently said it's now working to replace all of the chairs on that ride before the fair opens this summer in Columbus.
Let's get you back up to speed on your weather here. Meteorologist Heather Pauloff is taking a look outside and predicting what we can expect for the rest of the day. Heather?
Yeah, well, so far this morning, just off to a cold start here. Of course, it looks really not too bad outside right now, dealing with a mostly clear sky, but just 22 degrees here in Toledo right now. Same for you up toward Adrian and Monroe. 17 for your temperature in Hillsdale, and then down I-75, 24 in Bowling Green and 25 in Findlay. So even though it's St. Patrick's Day here, we're getting closer and closer to spring. It's still, of course, just winter time, so you still need that winter jacket. And taking a look at your St. Patrick's Day forecast, getting up to our high temperature of 37 degrees later on this afternoon. Again, we do have that early sunshine that's going to be in place, but afternoon clouds will bring rain and snow showers later on today, especially for anybody south of the Turnpike here. Not expecting much accumulation from those showers. And taking a look at our temperatures here through the day. So 28 degrees by the time we get to 9 o'clock this morning, 33 by 11 and 36 by the time we get to 1 p.m. And then again, our high temperature 37 degrees. We'll reach that later on this afternoon. Coming up in my full forecast, I'll let you know if we do have any spring-like weather. Of course, spring does start this coming week, so we'll take a look at that as well. Tony and Tina.
You may not be able to make it to the Emerald Isle this morning, but chances are you can make it to the Blarney.
We are going to take you there live as people kick off the celebration on this St. Patrick's Day. But first, here's a live look at the Chicago, or here's a look. I guess it happened yesterday. It's not live. Here's a look at the Chicago River being dyed green. Happy St. Patrick's Day to everybody out there.